What's up again, motherfuckers? So, as I said, we have 3 videos to do. We already did the first one and posted it. That one was about the PayPal rolling reserve, right? I did a video, I want to say like 3 or 4 days ago. I'll put it in it, like you'll see a link up there somewhere about eBay GSP, Global Shipping Program. And the reason why in the video I actually said I will do it with Jack when he comes, because he's the one. I don't use GSP, he uses it. He was trying to convince me to use it. I think I would do it.
Yeah, you're actually gonna try it? Yeah.
I think so. so tell me, Jack, explain to these people what it is, your experience, is it, why you think I should use it, why you think they should use it.
Alright. So eBay GSP is, okay, if you are selling stuff on eBay, you sell in a marketplace, right? So you can sell in the US marketplace. That means your item is for sale in the United States eBay. Or you can sell in the UK marketplace. Your item is for sale in the English eBay or the German, it's all separate.
Yeah, or Mexico, or Canada, yeah.
So GSP allows you to sell items in these other marketplaces even when you're based in the States. I don't have any experience with using GSP from like England or one of the others. So if you can, but
right. So when you do GSP in the US, where do they ship to?
Kentucky.
No. Right, they ship to Kentucky. But what countries can you sell in?
A lot more. It's probably easier to name countries you can't sell into.
Really?
Yeah, it's a whole bunch of them.
So I'm searching this right now. But okay, so what is your experience? Is there an additional cost? How long does it take to get to these people? What is your experience with the problems? How do returns work? I brought up the thing in the last video about the broken items.
Yeah.
So give me everything.
Okay, so all right, we can talk about shipping times. Because if you're selling from the US, and well, if you're shipping from the US, items that are going to Mexico or Canada, they'll usually get there in about a week. Maybe 2 weeks. It's pretty quick. Items going to Australia, Europe, any other countries, 2, 3, 4 weeks.
So you've shipped to Australia?
Yeah. The most regular ones are Australia, Canada, Mexico, England, Germany, a couple others. You get this little reference number, and you can tell by the end of the reference number what country it's going to. But you don't have to ever see the buyer's address. Yeah, it's funny because people have this perception of GSP as it being a lot of work, but literally you just enable it, and then there's a slight difference in the format of the address. But aside from that,
and then so you don't deal with customs. You don't get questions about customs.
Yeah.
Do you get questions from the customers about customs?
Sometimes, like a lot of people will ask if you can ship to them, but like so a lot of eBay stores will have some kind of message that's just like, yes, we ship to these countries through eBay's GSP program. But people, like, just because they see that they can add the item to the cart, a lot of them will still be hesitant and they'll message you, and I just ignore the message and then they buy it anyway.
Okay. And then you only use Walmart as a supplier, right?
Yeah.
Do you have any problem shipping from Walmart to the GSP?
No, to a freight forwarder, no. That's completely based on the retailer. Walmart has no problem with freight forwarders, which I guess we haven't talked about. That's what GSP isn't. eBay GSP isn't part of eBay. It's a service by Pitney Bowes that eBay contracts.
Right. Okay.
So it's a freight forwarding service. You can use a freight forwarding service for a bunch of other different reasons, but the basic premise of it is you send an item to an address in the States, and then it gets sent somewhere else.
Yeah, I only know what freight forwarding is because growing up in Trinidad, we don't get a lot of stuff that you get in the US, so we use a lot of freight forwarders. And they give you like a Miami address, so you can use a Trinidad credit card.
So you buy from a US company, and then it ends up getting forwarded to you.
And then, okay, so how do returns work?
They don't really. So in some scenarios, you do have to eat the whole cost of the sale, but my return rate for international sales is like 1/10 of my regular return rate. Like it really doesn't happen that much, and you can learn to get a feel for the kinds of items that might produce like returns where it's not covered by Pitney Bowe's warranty. So that's anytime an item can be defective. So if it's like an electronic, not so great to send overseas because a lot of places use different voltages and then you'd have to honor the return. But most of the time people don't even really bother with returns, which is really, really good.
And do you see more profit selling overseas? I think so, but do you? But then you don't.
More profit?
Like a bigger profit margin. But you don't even check.
Yeah, I don't really check. I know that people will pay more for an item overseas, whereas less people will pay more for an item in the States.
Right.
But.
And what percentage of your sales do you
It's
think?
about 40%.
Fuck!
Yeah, it's a lot. I mean, like you can tell just looking at if I look at my orders, where did they go?
Fuck! I didn't know it was that much.
Yeah, it's a lot of them. I mean, every order here that has this yellow bar, so like.
Yeah,
it's definitely.
Okay, it might be 40% for real.
Yeah.
Or maybe 50. Yeah, it's a little less than 50.
But it's
and I'll see it,
like,
but it's a lot.
Yeah.
So, okay, so what is your, in like less than a minute, what are your, like, why GSP? Convince me. If you have to convince me about why GSP, why? Why would I use the eBay?
Because a lot of people think it's not worth doing, and it's a classic example of when people think without trying.
Right.
The reality is, the only time I've been screwed with GSP is when I sold like a couple $100 inflatable item and it had a hole in it, and then I had to refund the whole thing. But like aside from that, I've had hundreds of GSP sales and very few issues. Like when I see a global sale, I know that it's less likely to have an issue in any way. And when it does have, like we talked about this in previous videos, when an item arrives broken, like physically broken, the buyer gets refunded and you get to keep the money. It's great. Whereas if it's a domestic item, I have to do a return.
So I said in the videos, like, start selling plate sets overseas.
Yeah, or glass, anything that can break, you want to sell it through GSP.
And there's another question I was gonna ask you. Right. So I made some videos about like the easiest way to get sales are to like use suppliers that not everyone is using because you have less competition.
Yeah.
And GSP sounds like another place you have less competition. Correct?
Yeah, that's just because people think that it's
difficult.
Yeah, they think too much, and that's what most dropshippers do. They're like, oh, you know, this Walmart receipt is gonna ruin everything. You can't have a business off that format. Same thing with GSP. People are very kind of hesitant to get involved with it. Yeah, because it is international, that freaks them out. But it literally it's less work than a regular sale. So.
Okay, so I've been convinced. I'm gonna start doing GSP and see what happens. So yeah.
Sweet.
Thanks for your time, Jack. And thanks for your time, motherfuckers who's watching this video. Subscribe again. You're gonna lose a nail on your little finger if you don't.
Every time you don't subscribe, you're gonna lose a fingernail. So you can only not do it 10 times.
Yeah, so if you watch more than one video and you didn't subscribe, you might as well subscribe now because you don't want to lose more than one fingernail. And look in the description for like our free training. There's a group, there's a link to Jack's channel. So yeah, we're gonna make a lot of more videos together for both our channels. Love you guys, travel the world, make that money. Peace. Come visit us in Nicaragua.
Nicaragua!
Later.